Are you ready to escape from Monster Island? Prepared for some Boba Fett, babylicious cosplay action, completely unrelated to the comic book? Then you've come to the right place, because this one's busting out all over. Hey buddy, Paul back here again with some comic book cool goodness. And looking in the background there, we've got, of course, very topical at the moment, none other than Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds starring in the movie that's going to be a box office smash, we hope. And very much looking forward to seeing that and checking it out soon. Advance word is good, and already have been told just how much fun this movie is, so cannot wait for that. And of course we've got a nice steelbook edition already coming out in months to come, I would say, from Zavvi. So if you haven't grabbed that one, do go and check it out. May well be one that you want to pick up. But we are here for some comic book cool goodness, and this is a very cool one indeed. Escape from Monster Island. Just get a look at that really cool cover artwork there, and pretty much that does encapsulate the complete feel and direction of the comic book itself there. Of course, you've got an elite group of commandos, is always the way for action there, isn't there? And a dinghy heading towards a mysterious island that has got more than a nod there, I think you agree, with some science fiction horror goodness, and just busting out all over the place there. And it really is a very nicely done cover art there. Now this comic book is one of 6 in the series, so this is the first issue, and it's from Zenescope Comics. And Zenescope Comics, just to give a little bit of background for those that perhaps aren't familiar, an independent comic book company, and they're recognised for their aptitude for sexy cover art and a throng of multi-variant covers for each edition. This is one that this is issue 1A, and the one that I thought really just epitomised the feel of the comic book. There are another 5 or I think 4 or 5 other editions, and a special sexy one which we'll look at in just a second, which I gave you a real little glimpse at the start of this video. That's well worth looking forward to there. But this is issue 1 and cover A, and very synonymous with the content of the comic book itself. And from Zenescope we get colourful artwork, but somewhat lacking in cohesive storylines generally, I've felt. And comic book lovers of the fantastical variety, but here with Escape from Monster Island, they have delivered really on all fronts with horror and story content. Very cool indeed. Let's just have a quick look inside just to give you a taster of the artwork itself. Very vibrant, nicely done individual panels, clear written material there in the balloons, as you can see, gives a good breadth of the storytelling, and we've got quite a few nice multi-page spreads as well. And there we are, we've got a creature there very early on in the storyline of this comic book, but very, very cool indeed. Really did enjoy reading this one. Very much intend to pick up the next 5 editions, because this one has started at a cracking pace, and really enjoyed it a lot. So I don't want to share too much of the interior artwork there, because obviously people hopefully will want to decide for themselves whether to pick this one up or not. But here we go. This is really probably what most people wanted to see in this video, myself included of course, and that is the cosplay limited edition comic book of Escape from Monster Island. Now it is completely unrelated to the comic book interior. Nothing to do with Escape from Monster Island is this cover art, but that's Zenescope for you, and that really pretty much sums them up. But this is a glorious, glorious, super sexy cover, and wouldn't want it any other way at all. This is just absolutely drool-worthy babe magnet wonderfulness. Absolutely fantastic cover. Delighted to have been able to secure myself one of these, and it is, as you can see there, just to show that it is still Escape from Monster Island, issue 1 of 6, but this is the Zenescope exclusive cosplay, limited to 1 of 350 editions of the comic book itself only. Very pretty face there to go with a fantastic body, and I think you agree that certainly not just for comic book fans, but largely as well for fans of Star Wars, and particularly of Boba Fett, because that is an extremely well done rendering of comic book goodness. So many of these cosplay covers are just ridiculous. I mean, they actually take real cosplay characters and put them on the front of the covers, and they just look terrible. Fairly tragic, to be honest with you. But this is absolutely fantastic, babe-alicious, bubblegum, gooey goodness. Just sex on a stick. Glorious stuff. Really, really, really very, very cool indeed. Just to put the two together there, get an idea of the comic book itself. So very unusual that you've got a variant edition that shows cover art, nothing to do with the interior, horror, sci-fi, action adventure, adult themed comic itself, but for a collector's limited edition, very, very cool indeed. And really very, very pleased to have that, but also to have the comic book for Zenescope. This is a very, very well done comic book indeed. As I say, really enjoyed it. Just give you a little taste of the comic book itself, Escape from Monster Island. It is a refreshing change from the norm, and actually delivers a very welcome horror action title in itself, with a structured narrative to its exciting story, which has the welcome homaging blend of Escape from New York mixed with Aliens. So that should ring a few ticks in boxes and bells of goodness for fans, particularly myself. I'm Escape from New York and Aliens. There aren't many better action, big budgeted movies than that, and to capture just a small portion of that goodness, really, really very well done. Exciting stuff. Really pleased and excited for the comic books to come from issues 2 onwards. But the remote island has been made a fortified prison, housing creatures and entities closed off from the world outside for humankind's protection. Now, years have gone by, and the inmates are running the asylum, creature-wise. And but worse though is that the human scientists, were performing tests on the creature genes for a super weapon, no less, I should imagine, and their findings are proven to be a real threat if falling into the wrong hands or set upon the outside world. So that formula, the genetic makeup, needs to be secured. What do? Yes, send in, of course, an elite team of commandos to be headed up by Arnie, no less, in the movie, I would hope for. Get to the chopper, get to the dinghy. Certainly, as far as it's concerned, monster-wise, they're gonna need a bigger dinghy. But good fun stuff. So get the elite team of commandos, put them in the boat, push them out to sea towards the island to retrieve the source material. But what awaits them behind the creature prison walls, of course, is far from the Birdman of Alcatraz. Now, getting in soon seems straightforward enough, surviving a bit of a problem, but the real issue will be to escape from Monster Island. Good, good stuff. Great, great stuff. Bazookas at the ready. This requires your attention. If you picked this one up, do let me know. If you know more about it, do let me know. Look forward to your comments below. Thanks for sharing this one with me, guys. Always a pleasure. Take care, everybody. See you all soon. Bye for now.